Hello. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Dr. Winnie Wamulanga here, and this is the final class of our savings series. I am actually with Shestewards Financial Ministries, and the series has been it's been 12 classes, and we've been looking at different ways to save. But actually there was a topic that you guys have requested for. Most people wanted clarification, and that's why I'm here today. All right, and it's a topic about saving together as a family. My friend, according to what I have witnessed, money can either bring families together or it can drive them apart. All right? So, as Christians, we need to know that we need to make sure that we align our savings goals with and our financial values as a household. Because when we do that, then we'll have peace, there'll be unity, and there'll be purpose. Okay? Because I'm saying that because as a person who grew up knowing these facts, when I got married, I thought that my money was mine alone. I would do things for the family, yes, but I didn't know that my family actually we had to be accountable to each other, all right, as we were spending money. It was not I waking up and saying I'm just going to do things because, yes, I've done this for the family and now the rest of the money is mine. I remember we had a joint account with my husband, but it ended up having no money when I started working because I knew that I thought that, now I'm working, I'm going to support my family, however I can support them, but no one is going to ask me about how I spend my money. And because of that, there was disunity. This disunity actually was going to lead to a divorce. All right? So, when you have disunity in finances, there will always be arguments. These arguments for me were about how I spent my money. I love helping people. And so I would just wake up and help people without even telling my family about this. I don't want you to get into trouble. If you're going to do these things, even if you're going to give, please let your family know according to what, if you've decided that you're going to give this much, please stick to your budget. And about budgeting, that series is available for you to go through so that you can understand how to get into financial freedom. All right? When there is disunity in finances, I've told you about I got into hidden debt and my family got to know about it. And then there was resentment in my family. You don't want to go through what I went through. All right? So please, let's learn together. If you're not going to be united in your finances, there will be confusion of priorities. What are you saving for? That means that you're going to be working toward different things at the same time, at different times, instead of working together toward accomplishing something. Because then if there is disunity, no one will be accountable about anything. You just do. Looking back, I don't even know how we made the investments that we made. No wonder they didn't even amount to anything because there was disunity. We didn't work together as a team. All right? So this is an issue that's going to be talked about most of the time because we grew up in different households with different family backgrounds, and so you will understand, and even we are created differently. But I'm not here to tell you that you need to do this, but I'm just here to advise you that please start with working together with your spouse and then your children, and then you will see that even if the other places have not been working well, when you start working together as a family, especially when you're saving, it's going to be good for your marriage. All right? Amos chapter 3 says, "Can two walk together unless agreed?" My friend, when we started working together as a family, especially during saving, our goals were clear because we came into this with clear goals. All right? I would see that everyone contributed, even if it was the children. When we gave them $10, for example, if we had agreed that everyone has to contribute to this jar, we use the jar system. If we agreed that everyone has to contribute at least 10% toward the goal that we wanted to, we were saving for a car, we would see them bringing $1 out of their 10%, because we agreed on 10%. It doesn't matter. Maybe for your family it will be 20%. That's why I said do not do everything I say, but sit together as a family and agree toward how you're going to do this. All right? If you're doing these things as a family, when you're saving together, everyone, there'll be a peace of mind. There will be peace in your family. At least that's what happened to mine. And then as you meet for these meetings, you're sharing progress, and you'll find that it will even be a daily activity. All right? And as you are saving together as a family, your children will actually learn by example, because family saving isn't just only about money. It's about having a shared vision. Okay? So I talked about the vision. If each time a person or household exists without a vision, it's going to fail. As you sit together, you need to set a family vision. Have a family meeting. So I'm not going to say that you need to be talking about saving, but once in a while, maybe weekly, maybe monthly, or maybe bi-monthly, have a family meeting. Talk about finances. You can start with your spouse and then include your kids, your children, and any other member of your household if you trust that you can incorporate them in these meetings. So as you're doing these meetings, please, you need to ask yourself the question, what are the top 3 savings goals? Are we saving because of the emergency fund? Because yes, you have to have an emergency fund. If you missed those classes, please go back and watch the previous videos about the emergency fund and how it should be done and why it's crucial. All right? Then the other jar. I'm using the jar, but you can use the envelope. You can use whichever you use, but I'm just saying the jar and envelope because I'm a visual. Plus, I tried saving. We tried the saving account. It didn't work. And so when I stepped aside and looked into the financial freedom journey, I discovered that actually the jar system worked for us as a family. Okay? What are you saving for? Is it the children's school fees? Have a separate jar. Is it a house deposit? Have a separate jar and label it. All right. I'm not going to talk more about that. I've already said more. I've already taught the previous classes. Please go back and watch those classes. Okay. So during these meetings, the second question you need to ask yourself: what do we want our future to look like? Just a sentence. Agree on something that you would want to see in your future. You want a beautiful car. You want 10 acres of land. You want a beautiful house. You want your house paid off. What do you want to see in your future? All right. Number 3, how can each person contribute? I told you that even our children were contributing at least $1. If we gave them $10, at least $1 off what they earn, because we agreed everyone is supposed to put in 10% into the house deposit jar by then that we're working toward. All right. So Proverbs 29:18 says, where there is no vision, the people perish. My friend, if your family has no vision, it's going to perish. And I'm not here to tell you, I'm not here to scare you, but at least that's what happened to mine. It was beginning to perish until I had to step aside. I was guided to step aside, and I had to deal with the things that I wasn't doing right. All right? Or we weren't doing right as a family. Okay? So I'm also a student. I've been there. I'm still working toward it. I'm not perfect, but at least we are here to share these things together and grow together. Okay? Then I'm requesting that you write your vision as a family down. Post it. You can write it in your notebook. I'm old-fashioned. I love notebooks. But then also, I saw that my children would actually post the vision, the family vision. They would post it on the fridge. Some families use the whiteboard. They write it on the whiteboard. Some families share it on their WhatsApp group. Please, whichever it has to be, do, so that your household, your family is saved. Okay? And your marriage too will be saved. All right? So, as you're doing these things, you need to learn, you need to communicate clearly, and it has to be often. Because if you're silent about money, it's going to be dangerous. You have to set a rhythm for maybe during the family conversations. You'll be asking things that you can talk about would be, especially, please set up these meetings maybe weekly or monthly. It depends. Have budget check-ins. As you're meeting together, during these meetings, learn to celebrate the saving milestones together. I really loved Starbucks, but actually when my family when I stepped aside and started to look at these things, to learn these things, I realized that I was wasting money. And the money that I saved from Starbucks, then I would put into the jar. And together as a family, as they counted the money, it was a celebration. Because my children said, oh, wow, you lived without the Starbucks today? Congratulations. This week, congratulations. This month, this is how much we made. And yeah, so I would say that they were encouraged. And because of that, my children now knew that saving was a lifestyle that actually God would recommend. Okay? That actually would help us walk into financial freedom, because we weren't doing well then. Okay? So, you need to be honest about sacrifices. Please let them know that, hey, if you've been having 2 family vacations every year, this time we're going to cut that down to 1, because we are trying to save a particular amount of money toward this goal. All right? Yes, please, as much as possible, learn to include your children in these family meetings. Keep them age appropriate so that these children can see that saving can actually lead to blessings. All right? And as you're doing these meetings, you're helping them, you're praying during these meetings, and you're asking God to step into your finances. All right? You're praying for your financial goals as a family. All right? And I remember this time our children were the ones that were tasked for counting the money. And also, they were tasked with tracking the savings. If you don't trust your children with money, please, I advise do not. But at least let them track the savings, okay? So, remember, families that pray together, save together, build together, okay? So, you may be asking yourself about the tools and tips for your family savings. As a family, the tools that we use are going to be quite different from yours, because I always talk about the JAS system. But it's okay. You can use the whichever tool, it does not matter. Number 1, let's start with the joint saving jar. Or even you can have an account, but make sure that for each and every goal that you have, label it. If you're going to use the jar or envelope, label it. New house fund. Okay? If you're going to save for your school fees or your children's school fees, label it children's school fees and put the year. All right? We talked that, we said, we learned that during our budgeting series. If you missed those lessons, please go back and watch those. All right? So, please, as a couple, number 2, have an app, a budgeting app that you can share together. There are apps like Every Dollar, there are apps like Good Budget, or even Google Sheets. We started with Google Sheets and then graduated as a family. But please, I'm not going to recommend any. Choose whichever works for your family, because our situations are quite different. All right? Number 3, have a visual goal tracker. These are all resources that we've provided at Shestewards Financial Ministries. If you haven't taken any advantage of these resources, they are free, available to you. Please download them in the link provided below, or if the link is not active, get to shestewards.org and get yourself those copies. Okay? This can include a printable thermometer chart. It can include stickers. It can include digital trackers. All these can help you. Okay? So, number 4, if you need to have family incentives. If you, as a family, if you accomplish a target, plan a small celebration. It can be a pizza night. I'm not saying that go out, but even if it's inside your house, please at least do something together that's fun. Budgeting now is going to be an encouragement. It's not going to be a punishment. Okay? Then also you can have a family outing, maybe a fun game night. Learn to do these things together. At least I'm learning. Okay? So please, let's make family saving feel like teamwork. It should never ever feel like a punishment. If it feels like a punishment, it's not going to be doable. And I've seen so many families give up. Okay? So when you are saving, you need to have faith. If you are not if you're saving and your saving is grounded in fear, this is not going to work. As a family, you need to tithe together. If you've agreed that, hey, we are going to give away 5% to the poor, it should be as a family. We are going to tithe together. It should be each of your individual money. What did you get? You're going to tithe that. You're going to, the husband, if you have a husband, going to tithe that, and the children going to tithe that. You can put it together in a jar and then give it back to the Lord. Okay? Then pray before you make any big purchases. As a family, it's always advisable to pray before you make any big financial decisions. Big financial purchases would require even the children's input. Of course, your spouse has to be involved. Even the children need to be involved. If you're going to take away money out of the family's savings to purchase something, it has to be something that you've agreed on as a family. Or else, if you're going to spend money into big purchases and you've not involved your family or husband or spouse, according to what I have seen, your marriage is going to collapse. All right? Finances is one of the biggest failures. It's the biggest issues in marriages. And it has led to the collapse of many marriages. It has led to many divorces. I'm not here to scare you, but please, let's be careful. Okay? All right. And please, always invite God into every financial decision that you make. Okay? So, you'll be fine. Actually, if you have been following us in this journey, you'll be helped. This is the last class, and I thank you so much for joining us. I'll leave you with the scripture, Joshua 24:15. It says, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. As for you and your house, you will serve the Lord." Saving isn't just financial, my friend. It's something spiritual. Okay? So, here is the final class challenge. I'm requesting that you hold a family savings meeting for this week at least. Number 2, please choose one shared goal and write it down. At least one goal. Why? What are you working on as a family? Okay? What do you want to save for as a family? That will help. Decide how everyone can contribute. Even the smallest effort will matter. Okay? And then comment below. My family serves with vision and unity. My family serves with vision and unity, not disunity. Because if it's disunity, it's not going to work. All right? I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for joining us for every series, for all these series about savings here at Shestewards Financial Ministries. Please remember, if this video has blessed you, if this series has blessed you, if the channel has blessed you, and you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please do subscribe, all right? Like the video, comment, share, and we are watching. We will give out free resources. We give out free gifts every time you comment, every time you share, because we are watching. Okay? We have more content coming up. Actually, it's available on our YouTube channel. There is budgeting, debt freedom, and kingdom wealth. My friends, stay faithful, stay focused, and remember, you are a steward, you're not an owner. You are a steward, you're not an owner. Until next time, I wish you all the best. Jesus loves you, and so do I. See you next time. Thank you. Bye.